Alright, so this is for standard form. Okay, so standard form, what is standard form? Okay, so imagine you have a very big number, like 123. This is still not too big lah. Okay, imagine you have 1 million. I don't want to write too many zeros, right? So I should put this number in terms of standard form. Okay, so let's take a look at our 123 first before we look at a bigger number. Okay, so 123, how do I express it in standard form? Okay, so remember for standard form, there are two numbers. Okay, something times something. Okay, yeah, so the first number must be less than 10 but more than 0 or more than 1. Okay, so I should put my 123 in terms of 1.23. Okay, yeah, so 1.23 multiplied by something, right, should give me 123. Right, so what is the something that it needs to be multiplied? So the something should be 10 to the power of 2. Okay, so 1.23 times 10 to the power of 2 is the standard form that we are talking about. Okay, basically this standard form is equal to 123. Alright, so something like this. So 1.23, okay, times 10 to the power of 2. So when I multiply by 10 to the power of 2, what does this do to the decimal point right here? Okay, so it will move, since 2, right, 10 to the power of 2 is a positive, right, so it will move 2 places. Okay, so 1, 2. So after moving 2 places, of course it will stop. So since the decimal point moves 2 places, right, so it's equal to 1, 2, 3. Of course, you want to put 0.0 also can. Right, so it's consistent with our original number of 123. Okay, so let's go to our second number. So second number is rather big, 59358. So what is the number that we should put? Okay, so remember, the first number we try to put in terms of like between less than 10 and more than 1. Right, so we should put 5.935, wait a moment, okay, 8. Okay, so 5.9358. What should I multiply with? So I should multiply with something, 10 to the power something, right? Okay, 10, right? So I must make sure that the decimal point here must move 4 places. Okay, so 10 to the power 4. Right, so this is the standard form that I'm talking about. Right, because you see, 5.9358. Since it's times 10 to the power 4, right, the decimal point will move 4 places. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, of course, stop until the 4th. Right, so it's 59358, consistent. Okay, so these are all rather big number. What if you have a very small number? Yeah, so if you have a very small number, you also don't want to you want to write it in standard form. You don't want to write too many zeros in front, right? Okay, so in this example, 0.0123, I want to write in standard form. Remember, when I write in standard form, the first number must always be more than 1 and less than 10. Okay, so the first number I put 1.23. Right? Okay, so just put a box. Multiply by the, okay, second number is always 10 to the power something, right? So let's see. 1.23 must multiply by something, right? So the decimal place must move 2 places. But this movement is towards the left, right? For the previous two example, 123 and 59358, my decimal point is moving towards the right. Now my decimal place must move towards the left. When I move towards the left, means that the index of the 10 to the power something, this something must be a negative number. Okay, so since it's moving for 2 places, I put -2. Okay, so let's see how does the decimal place move. So 1.23, okay, multiply by 10 to the power -2. Okay, so if you move the decimal place, should be right here. So 1, 2. Okay, so 2, I will stop. So I put a decimal point here. So if you rewrite, you should get 0.02. So you can see that there's a curve, right? So you should put a 0 here, and 1, 2, 3. Yeah, so it's consistent with my original number, right? So this is how you express in standard form, right? Okay, so right, so these are the basics of standard form. Okay, what so we have to deal with addition and subtraction of our standard form. Okay, so the first is our addition. Okay, so you notice that I have 3.4 times 10 to the power 5 plus the second number is 1.2 times 10 to the power 5. Okay, whenever you see that the so-called 10 to the power 5 is the same, maybe I call it the standard form lah. Okay, if the standard form here and the standard form here is the same, yeah, you are good to go. Okay, so you simply just put 10 to the power 5 here first. Okay, and when I add, right, 3.4 plus 1.2. Okay, so you simply just use a calculator to add 3.4 plus 1.2. Okay, so this will give me 4.6. Right, 4.6. Yeah. Okay, so 4.6 times 10 to the power 5 will be the result of your addition. Yeah. Okay, what if you do not have the same standard form? Okay, so in this example, 10 to the power 6 here, but here is 10 to the power 5. Right, so you can see that the standard form is different. I mean, it's a bit different. Okay, whenever we do addition or subtraction, it's very important that we need to make the standard form the same. Okay, so let's deal with the first one, 10 to the power 6. How do I make this 10 to the power 6 in terms of 10 to the power 5? Okay, so this is back to your so-called indices already. So 10 to the power 1 times 10 to the power 5. So this will give me 10 to the power 6. Okay, so alright, so let's put the number inside. So 3.4 times 10 to the power 1 times 10 to the power 5. Okay, so before you do anything, you just multiply 3.4 times 10 to the power 1 first. Okay, so you'll get 34. Okay, so you will get 34 already. Maybe I just write here. Okay, so this whole thing will be 34. Okay, plus 1.2 times 10 to the power 5. Okay, yeah, right. So you can see that the standard form here and the standard form here now becomes the same. Right, so that is very important when we are doing addition and subtraction. Right, so okay, so now we continue. So 34 times 10 to the power 5, okay, plus 1.2 times 10 to the power 5. Okay, since the standard form now is the same, I just simply put 10 to the power 5 first. Okay, multiply, right? Okay, so the number add with the number, right? Okay, so 34 plus 1.2. Alright, the standard form is just 10 to the power 5. You don't add the standard form. Right, okay, so you get 35.2 times 10 to the power 5. Okay, so of course if you leave it like that, they cannot fault you. Okay, so yeah, so you can leave it like that, or you can change to the more appropriate form. Okay, so remember the first number we try to put in terms of less than 10 and more than 1. Okay, so just put 3.52 times 10. Okay, because 35.2, right, itself is 3.52 times 10 to the power 1. Of course, you need to multiply again by 10 to the power 5. So the true standard form is 3.52 times 10 to the power 5 plus 1 is 6. Okay, yeah, right, yeah, so this is the standard form. Okay, so let's go to this so-called subtraction. Okay, so subtraction is the same thing. Okay, you make sure that the standard form is the same, right? 10 to the power 10 to the power 5, right? Okay, so you just simply 10 to the power 5 and the number minus away the number. So 3.4 minus 1.2 is about 2.2. So you just write 2.2 here. Okay, so this will be the standard form. Right, the last example of the subtraction. So you take a look, 10 to the power 6 and 10 to the power 5. First of all, you make your standard form the same. So 10 to the power 6 is 10 to the power 1, 10 to the power 5. Okay, so of course you need to multiply in order to give you 10 to the power 6 and 3.4 here. Okay, so you absorb the 10 to the power 1. You multiply this 3.4, okay, times 10 to the power 1. You make it into just one very nice number, which is equal to 34. Okay, 34. So 34 times 10 to the power 5 minus away 1.2 times 10 to the power 5. Okay, yeah. So so since the standard form now is the same, right? 10 to the power 5, 10 to the power 5. So you simply just write 10 to the power 5 here and put a multiplication sign, multiplication sign, and use 34. Okay, 34 minus away the 1.2. So 34 minus 1.2 is about 32.8. Okay, so 32.8. Yeah, so you leave it in this form is okay. Okay, of course you want to manipulate, can. Alright, okay, so let's go to the multiplication and division. Right, so for multiplication and division is the easier part because you do not need to make the standard form the same. Yeah, okay, but for multiplication and division, just make sure that the standard form deal with the standard form, the number deal with the number. Okay, so so the first number 2.3 times 10 to the power 3 times 5.2 times 10 to the power 6. You can see there are two standard form and two number. Okay, so remember the standard form deal with the standard form. So 10 to the power 3 multiply by 10 to the power 6. Okay, so this is the standard form. The number deal with the number, so 2.3 multiply by 5.2. Okay, yeah, of course put a multiplication sign right in between. Okay, so so for the number part, you will get 2. Okay, so you should get about 11.96. This is for the number. For the standard form is 10 to the power 3 times 10 to the power 6. It's back to your indices law number 1. Okay, so since they have the same base, right? Okay, the index is different, so you just add them together because this is multiplication. So 10, 3 plus 6 is 9. Right, so it's not 10 to the power of 18, it's 10 to the power of 9. Okay, because 9 is 3 plus 6. Okay, so let's go to our final division. Okay, so same thing for division. The standard form deal with the standard form, the number deal with the number. Okay, so let's write down first. Okay, so standard form. So standard form, so 10 to the power of 6 divide by 10 to the power of 3. Okay, and the number is 6.3 divided by 2.1 bracket, and in between just put a multiplication sign. Right. Okay, so the number first, the number is about 3, right? 3.0, you can also put 3.0. Okay, multiply with 10 to the power of 6 divided by 10 to the power of 3. So this is back to our indices law number 2 already. Okay, so the base is the same, just that the index you minus away. So 6 minus 3 is 3. Okay, so this is just 3. Okay, so if you write here, is 10 to the power of 3. Okay, so it's about 3,000 like that. Right, so this is more or less the standard form that we need to know for O level.